welcome to the webinar on the 9 steps you need to take to start building your WordPress website. I'm Lisa, I'm the business owner of Retro Hex, where I create funky brands and websites for businesses. But what I really love to do is to help small businesses build their own brands and websites. And that's why I run these workshops, teaching people how to build their own websites and have an online presence. So what are we going to be looking at? Well, we're going to look at the 9 steps to building WordPress websites. And at the end of the session, we will have questions. So let's get started. Before we go through the 9 steps, I just want to talk through what business is and what websites are. So before you start the whole process of building your own website or getting your website built, it's important that you take time to figure out your business. So who is your customer? What problem are you solving for them? And how are you going to make money? If you don't have a business, a customer, and a way to make money, then you definitely need to look at these things first before jumping into building a website. Maybe you could start with a Facebook page to test out your business concept first. Next, I want to touch briefly on some definitions as they'll be mentioned throughout this session. And I want to make sure you understand what I'm talking about. So what is a website? In technical terms, a website is just a whole lot of pages, like a Word document, that are linked together and can be viewed over the internet. The pages are stored in files, just like your computer files, called a server. And those files are stored on big computers, which are called servers. The servers are managed and owned by hosting companies. So that hosting company manages and looks after the server where your website is stored. When someone types in your website address, which is your domain name, they'll be taken to where your website is stored and can view all of your web pages. What is a website in terms of marketing? Think of your website as a long pitch. So you probably have got a 30-second elevator pitch. Well, your website is the long version of that pitch. On your website, you need to be telling your customer what problem you're solving for them, how you're going to solve it for them, and why you're the one to solve it for them. You are helping them understand who you are, what you value, and if they can trust you enough to purchase your product, use your service, or read your blog content. So why do you need a website? In this digital age, your customer expects it. Everybody is online, mostly on their mobile phones, so you also need to be there. Think about yourself as a customer. When you're looking at purchasing a product or service, what is the first thing you do? Google it, maybe then go to Facebook to find it, and ultimately you'll end up at somebody's website to find out more, to determine if it's what you want, if it solves your problems or fulfills your needs, if it aligns with your values, and if it's worth you parting with your money. Take, for example, my hubby. Last week, our modem died, so he jumped onto Google, researched the products that could solve his problem. Then once he found the product, he searched for the business in our area that sold that product. If a business didn't have a website, he went and found a business that had a website so he could see if they had the product. He got their address and then went out and bought it from that business. Another awesome thing about a website is that it's not restricted to business hours. So people can be searching online at all times of the day and night and can find out more about your business and service without you having to answer a phone or respond to an email. And if you have an online store, you can make money in your sleep. So we are going to be looking at WordPress to build out your site. So let's take a look at what WordPress is. WordPress is a content management system, which basically means a website creation tool where you can add content and images to your website and blog without needing to know how to program or how to code. It powers over 30% of all websites. So roughly 1 in 4 websites ever created have been created using WordPress. It's an open source. It's open source, meaning it's free to use as its core, and has the most active developer community, meaning that as technology changes, so does WordPress to meet those growing needs. So what type of websites can you build using WordPress? Business websites, e-commerce, online shops, blogs, portfolios, membership sites, online learning portals, directories, and the list goes on. There are two types of WordPress sites, WordPress.com and WordPress.org. Basically, the .com is hosted by the WordPress community, and you can jump straight in and choose a template, and voila, you do have to pay to use this platform. The second is WordPress.org, which is the free-to-use software that you can install into your own host. And most hosts these days already have WordPress installed now. And then you build your website yourself. So this is the one that we are going to be looking at today, and the 9 steps to getting this up and running. So let's begin. The first step is to purchase a domain name. Before you purchase a domain name, you need to choose a business name if you haven't already. See if the name is available. There's a great free tool called namecheck.com. If you can't get the exact match, maybe add an R or an S or a Z to your business name until you find one that could work. So in namecheck.com, you can type in your business name that you want, and it will show you if it's available on the .com, .net, .org, and if it's available for different usernames across social media platforms. So how did I choose RetroHex, my name? Well, my target clients love vintage and retro design, and so do I. So that's where retro came from. And hex from RetroHex is short for hexadecimal, which is computer color code that you use to code up websites. And most importantly, the .com and the .com.au was available. That's why I chose RetroHex. Once you have your name sorted, then you can go in and purchase a domain name from a domain name registrant. These are companies that on-sell domain names. Some domain name registrants are GoDaddy or Crazy Domains, and there's heaps more. You want to find a name registrant that has good support and not too expensive. You shouldn't have to pay more than $30 a year for a domain name. So what extension should you get? So the .com is usually if you want to have a global company. .com.au is generally for Australian-based businesses, and you will need an ABN, Australian Business Number, or an Australian company number to purchase a .com.au extension. .net was originally created for companies involved in internet networking, so server-based companies, hosting companies, but anyone buys these extensions nowadays. And the .org originally was for non-for-profit organizations, but again, anyone buys them now. So there are a lot of extensions, but the .com, the .net, the .org are the top tier extensions that people are generally using. So these are the ones you want to try and get. Step 2 is to purchase hosting. So you need to register for hosting so that you have somewhere to store your website files. So as mentioned earlier, hosting companies manage and look after the big servers that store your website files. You need to find a host that has WordPress already installed and who knows WordPress really well. It's always also important that they have good support so you can contact them whenever something goes wrong. So 24-hour support is great if they have that. Some great sites that I recommend for WordPress hosting are Bluehost and SiteGround. And they have a lot of knowledge around the WordPress interface and have lots of support in regards to WordPress. Step 3 is to point your domain name at your host. So point your domain name at your host so that when people type in your domain name, they land on your website. Simply add your host's name servers, which are just numbers and words like these over here, into your domain name server, so the DNS field in your domain name manager. You'll find your host name server from your host dashboard. I know it sounds a little complicated, but you literally just copy and paste these into so you copy and paste these from your hosting provider into your domain name where your domain name is registered, so that your website knows so that your domain name knows where to point people to find the website stored on the files. You can also ask your host how to do that if you were struggling to do that. The next step 4, is to design your layout. So a lot of people forget to do this step, and they go in and try to start creating their website, but they haven't really thought about the layout or how people are going to navigate around their website. So first thing to do is to get inspired by other websites. So search online to find website designs that you like and that could work for your business. You can find inspiration on Pinterest, which if you just type in website design, lots will come up. Once you have found designs that you like, it's now time to create a wireframe of your website. Now, a wireframe is simply a SketchUp of each page of your website. You can do it with paper and pen. So by drawing out each page, you can work out how you want your customers to navigate around your site and what elements you need on your site. The next step is to create your brand. If you haven't already, you need to decide on your brand. So creating all the visual elements, so creating your logo, choosing your colors and fonts, deciding on images to use. And the other element of creating your brand is what you're going to be saying, so your voice. So what you're going to say and how you're going to say it to your customer. Another way to determine how to create your brand is to look up inspiration on websites, look at your competitors, see what visuals that they're using, and see how they're speaking as well. There's a really great free tool called Canva, canva.com. It's a really great free design platform that has tutorials to make creating your visual brand really super easy. The other option is to hire a graphic designer like myself to do it for you. But the most important thing is to keep your brand simple and consistent. When you have your brand sorted, it makes designing your website a whole lot easier. And it helps in creating your social media brand and all your print media as well, such as business cards and brochures. So step 6 is to purchase a great theme. So first of all, what is a theme? So a theme is basically all of the graphical and styling code already written for you into a framework. So you don't have to write it. So you don't have to write any CSS code. So when you build a WordPress website, you have to choose a theme. There are a lot of free themes, but I would recommend investing some money into a better theme so that you have more options to design exactly what you want. A lot of the free themes are limited to what they can do. So find a really great theme that makes building your site super easy and future-proof. It needs to be mobile friendly and responsive because everyone looks at their websites on mobile devices now. And make sure that there is really good support and a great community, that the theme's getting regularly updated. So a really great theme that I often use for my clients' websites and for my own websites is called the Divi theme. And it has a really cool tool called the Divi Builder, which makes building out your website super easy. It's mobile responsive. It has great support. It has a huge community with thousands of how-to videos on YouTube. And this is my go-to theme to build out all of my clients' WordPress sites. Step 7 is building out all of your pages. So you need to log into your WordPress dashboard. You can go directly to your WordPress site from your host, or you can log in at whatever your domain is, /wp-admin. Then you can install your theme, and if you have a builder, you can install those to make it easier to build out your pages. Then you can start building your pages. So you can add, so this is the dashboard, the back end of WordPress. So you can add your home page, your contact page, your about page, your blog page, all the pages that you need to have on your website, also referring back to your wireframe. Next, you need to set up your menu. So remembering a website is just made up of lots of different pages. So your home page, your about page, your contact page, and they're all linked together via the menu, which is the top at the navigation bar. So setting up your menu. Step 8 is security. So making your site secure is extremely important. You need to install a SSL certificate, which is usually provided by your host. Sometimes you might have to purchase it, but most good hosts provide this now with your first domain. So what is an SSL certificate? Basically, when you install this certificate onto your site, it creates a secure connection. So when visitors enter their details on your site, from emails to credit cards, their details are kept safe. You will notice the HTTP becomes HTTPS, and you'll also have this secure padlock on your URL address. You may need to add a plugin. So there's a few plugins. One's called Really Simple SSL, and that helps all of your web pages and images move from HTTPS to HTTP over to HTTPS. The next thing is that you need to add a firewall plugin, such as WordFence, to act as a firewall. So what's a firewall? It basically monitors traffic to your site and blocks traffic that isn't wanted. The next thing is that you need to update your plugins every week or every day if possible. This prevents hackers from getting in back doors. And the final thing around security is to back your site up regularly, weekly, fortnightly. There's a really great plugin called Updraft that helps you do this. So if your site does get hacked, you will have a backup of your website files. The final step, step 9, is getting yourself ranked higher in search engines such as Google. So there's a really great plugin called Yoast SEO. So before I dive into what Yoast SEO is, what is a plugin, you're probably asking? Basically, a plugin is a piece of code that developers have written that you can literally plug into your WordPress dashboard and start using, so that you don't have to write any code. So Yoast SEO plugin makes it easy to add keywords and meta descriptions to every page and post on your website. The next step is to add your website to Google Search Console so that Google is aware of your site and can start crawling it and understanding what your site is all about. The next step is to add your business to Google My Business. This is another great free tool from Google where customers can leave reviews, can add opening hours and your address, and it's a great way to get your business found on Google. Make sure that you connect all your social media platforms such as Facebook and Instagram as well, so that people can link through and like your socials. One of the best ways to rank in Google is to create regular, relevant content. And the best way to do this is to add a blog to your website to give your customers great content, making sure that your content is relevant and valuable to your customer. So they're the 9 steps to building out your website. So give it a go. Until next time, see you later.